Brickey Sports Show with the team that can give you what you know, what you need and what you want on the court. For football, the basketball, and every other sport. With Troy and DL and Dr. Carl Brinkley and Paul and the coach Robert Brickey. It's time, get your coffee and get ready for the flow. Get ready for the coach, Brickey Sports Show. And get ready for the flow. And get ready for the flow.
And good morning to you. 10 minutes after the hour on this. Today is the 16th. On a somber note, the eve of a celebration of life for a dear friend and radio executive who she was the glue, brother. She was the glue that held everything together, and that's Sandra. We affectionately call her Sandy Cookman. So we're going to be at 9 o'clock. Stick around. Gilbert Baby is coming by. You know, Gilbert Baby with Channel 5 TV is going to come by, and he's with another radio station now, WFNC. I just left off from over there to do a tribute to Sandy, and he's headed our way, and he's going to be on the air with us at 9 o'clock because they have a relationship that goes back further than the one that I have. He started working with her in the early 80s. Anyway, inside of the Coach Brickey Sports Show, and we are glad this morning to have Coach Brickey. Give us some love.
Good morning, young man. Good to be with you this morning.
Excellent. And also we have DL.
Good morning.
Look, there's a lot to talk about, Coach. Man, there's a lot to talk about. But you see,
man, you know, this time of year is insane because you start when they start playing tomorrow night. The first four play tomorrow night, and then, so you got games all week through Sunday. Plus you got NBA. You got it's a lot of sports going on right now.
It is, you know, but when I see you've been a part of something that most of us have only been able to watch on television. You know, I mean, you sit around, you see how you're going to be seated, and you in the Final Four how many times? Three times. That's what I'm saying. Man, you understand, bro. Look, that's historic. Now, I know you didn't get a ring, but still, that is really, really, really cool to be able to make it to that platform that many times. That's incredible. But again, the teams are set, and here we go. And so I watched a lot of the breakdown stuff because I knew you guys were experts at it, and I had to try to bring my game up. Reverend Carl is producing this morning. He probably knows more about it than I do as well, but still. So I'm the least knowledgeable person in the room. So I'm going to rely on you all to give me some insightful stuff to talk about. Duke, you are an alum of that school, the #1 overall seed. Let's talk about them first.
I'll tell you what, they showed me something. I went to the tournament, and being down 2 starters and winning 3 tough games in 3 days showed me something about Duke. So I was concerned about Virginia's guard play as well as Clemson's guard play, but Duke defended really well. And so I have them. Of course, I'm a little biased in this. So I picked them to win it all. I think we'll get Patrick Gumba back, which will help our front line. So I think we got a chance to win it all.
Yeah. Well, no doubt. I'm sure that there are a couple of teams that could do that. But, you know, it's kind of bounce of the ball. You know, Duke did have a serious challenge with Florida State that first tournament game they had in Charlotte. But, you know, the second game, it kind of blew them out. But that the first and the third game were very competitive. I'm just wondering, you know, what level of competition will they be running into? I looked into that Eastern bracket. It's not an easy bracket, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, you would think the #1 seed overall would have a little bit easier road to the Final Four, but they've got their work cut out for them.
Yeah. So if you have the bracket in front of you, both you guys deal. Let's try to break down some of these brackets, Coach. Let's start with the East with Duke, and who's inside of that bracket and who may pose a threat to them making it to the Final Four.
You know what, Troy, you said something earlier about relying on our expertise. You know, this is the fun part of March Madness, because by Thursday afternoon, most people's brackets will be busted. So the conversation will quickly shift to trying to survive.
Well, look, let's break down some of these brackets here. Give it to me. Let me see. I'm flipping through, trying to see brackets. You know, I used to just go out and get it from the hard print newspaper. I cut it out every year and put it on my wall. Sit there and look at it.
Right. So listen, even in the first weekend, Duke beat Siena. I think they will. They've got to play the winner of Ohio State TCU, which is no slouch.
Right.
And they've got St. John in the same bracket, so they could possibly face the St. John still in the Big East winner, and St. John had a fantastic year, so that would be a tough game. And then Kansas is also in that bracket, so and UConn.
Yeah.
So it is a tough road for the finals to do.
Are they on the Wednesday schedule or the Friday schedule for the first game?
I think they're Thursday, Saturday.
Okay, they're Thursday, Saturday. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. DL, any comments on that?
Oh, Duke, what I worry about is if they don't get those two players back. St. John's got a good coach. Patino, when he beat Big East champion back-to-back, and they beat UConn when UConn was a two-time defending champion, and then they beat UConn again. So you got probably one of the oldest, most successful coaches in Rick Pitino, so they got a puncher's chance. I'm not worried about Kansas because Peterson, the young man's going to tap out. He doesn't. He's ready for the pro, and he's supposed to be the number one pick, but nah. And then they got Louisville at the bottom in South Florida. So Duke's first, yeah, the Kansas matchup is going to be tough for them. You don't know which team's going to show up. But other than that, I think Duke could be heavily favored.
Hey, DL, do you have I'm assuming Kansas and St. John will move on to play each other. Who do you have in that matchup?
I'm taking St. John's because I just don't trust Peterson.
Yeah, I don't either. And Kansas has been inconsistent, unlike I've ever seen before. Kansas has been the blue blood and always in top of the top 10 all year long and all that. They struggled this year.
And I guess it's going to be like that sometimes, right? I mean, it's just, that's sort of kind of how it is. I mean, it's ebb and flow. You're not going to be.
Look, man, it's hard to maintain excellence, especially when the landscape has changed. So
right.
We didn't have NIL transfer portal, 10 years ago. So the landscape has changed dramatically, and kids jump around so much. So it's not like you can build a team over the course of a 4-year period anymore. You got a year, and then half your roster is going to change. So managing that landscape now is a tough task.
Yeah, so now you got the NIL and all this other stuff going, and people are bouncing around. There's some of them there's no real commitment to the school. I'm not saying it should be, but things are not as they once were.
Right.
Well, It's not for me the commitment to the school. It's when you're on the court, you're playing for your teammates. And when you have the number one pick running around here wanting to sub out, that's not a good look. And he's supposed to be the NBA number one pick for Kansas, but if I'm a GM, I would take him. I'll give him one chance to redeem himself in this tournament because he's coming out. But if he doesn't play for teams, I would draft him number one if I'm an NBA GM.
I agree.
Right.
Hey, but so I want to ask with everybody, what two teams do you have coming out of the East?
I believe.
I have Duke. Talk about the two teams going to the Elite Eight or Final Four.
The 8. I want to see who you got in the 8 in the East.
Oh, I will take, since St. John's can't. Well, I don't think St. John's will be Duke. I'm going to take UConn going against Duke.
Yeah, that's what I picked too. I think St. John's gonna have a tough time beating UConn again. But I got Duke and UConn matched up in the East for the right to go to the Final Four.
Yeah, so I believe that's going to be a good match. Certainly, those teams I believe are set to be Elite Eights. If nothing further, then could we move on to the West?
Let's see. West. That's a good bracket as well. I think Purdue, I know they're number 2 seed, but has anybody seen Purdue play? I watched them earlier in the year. I think they're a really good team. And nobody's even talking about Gonzaga, who has been a mainstay in the Sweet 16, Elite 8 for the last 15, 20 years.
This is true. But they have not been able to bring home a ring.
Yeah. But, Arizona's tough enough to get their number 1 seed. But, coming out of the West, I've got Arizona and Purdue. I know it looks like I'm playing chalk, but I've seen both of them play. I think they're just better teams. And I think that's what you got to go with now. And the problem is, on any given night, anybody can win. Team gets hot. Team like Miami of Ohio, who went undefeated during the regular season, lost in the conference tournament, but still got in on at-large bid. Nobody wants to play them. It's probably a bunch of 22, 23-year-olds, been in the system 5, 6 years. They're stronger, more mature than an 18, 19-year-old. Nobody wants to play that team.
True. And for individuals that are following that, there are 37 at-large bids that are given out. And, Miami of Ohio was not the last, but, certainly they look at strength of schedule too well. Ain't that right, Coach? I mean, that's what they're looking at, strength of schedule. Yeah, they were unbeaten. However, how many solid quad 1 wins did they have?
I don't think they had a very good schedule, very strong schedule.
You're right, they didn't.
But let me tell you, people have no idea how hard it is to go undefeated. It sounds impressive. It's way more impressive than it sounds.
Right. So that was tough.
But I do have out of the West. Who you got out of the West?
Well, I'm gonna give you a couple storylines. Arizona's gonna win the West. Everybody else Cinderella, but I want to acknowledge the 3 teams, and the last one's ACC team. High Point University. You know the Tubby Smith. He played and coached there. So, and this is their second consecutive year in the dance. And then I want to acknowledge Queens University out of Charlotte. This is their first year in Ellisville with this new league, and they made it to the tournament. Their coach is upset because the SEC coaches was at the championship game last week, but they were in Florida scouting his players. So that's what happens when you're good. And last but not least, Miami. John Lucas, who played Maryland in the ACC in the early 70s, that's his son, Jay Lucas, who coached at Duke, assistant coach. To me, he's the ACC coach of the year at Miami. To come in and replace Larriaga, well-known established coach, and take Miami to the number 3 seed in the ACC this year. Root for Miami down there in the West, but, I just want to acknowledge those 3 teams, but it's going to be Arizona.
Now, here's an interesting side note. Queens University and Elon University are merging. I don't even know if that's the right word. I've never heard of 2 colleges merging before, and because Elon is in Burlington, I think, and then Queens is in Charlotte. So how does that even work?
I don't know. Bethune-Cookman, Garner Webb, I don't know. That's a good question.
So you got Arizona. Who you got coming out of the West?
Yeah, I believe that Arizona is going to be the team to beat out of that as well. But, there's going to be some upsets. And it's interesting enough, these watchers of these and predictors, they predicted that there would, like when Purdue lost in that first round, remember that? That was predicted that would happen. So I haven't looked at that closely, but before I put my picks down on paper, I'm going to have to look at what they believe might be some upsets inside of that.
Right.
They're thinking that there may be some 2 and 3 seeds that might be a little vulnerable. Not the 1 seeds, but some 2 and 3 seeds that might be vulnerable and out of that whole thing.
You know what? That 8-9 matchup is always tough too. Like here in the West, you got Villanova. Everybody knows Villanova, but they're playing Utah State. Nobody's ever heard of or seen Utah State play. But I bet they're a tough team because, again, they probably have 23, 24-year-old guys on their roster, blah, blah, blah. But so that's the hard part is predicting some of these teams you've never seen because rosters change so fast now. So you had 3 seniors last year, but next year you got 9 new players.
True.
It's just hard to keep track of, and unless you just got time to sit around and do it.
Sure. I remember when Carolina lost to Weber State University. It was Weber State College at one time. I was in the military. That's in Ogden, Utah. I lived a couple of blocks down from the university back in 1976. And also, there's a school out there called Lehigh that upset Duke one year. Remember that? So, things happen.
I believe Dame Lillard was on that team that beat Carolina, and there was a guard, he's still in the league, that was on that Lehigh team that beat Duke. I'll think of his name in a minute. But, they were fantastic players at small institutions.
But like I said, when those balls start dropping, man, they just they're throwing them up. It's like they can just make all kind of shots. And then it goes the other way sometimes. It's like you can't make a shot. It's like, it's like everything is just not going to fall. But unfortunately, when you one and done, can you imagine probably how many NBA championships would be different if they were playing one and done?
Oh my God! Yeah. It'd be a different story. So you have time to get to the West before we need to go to break.
Right. Well, look.
The Midwest.
Let's go to the Midwest and get halfway across that, and then go to the break, and we'll come back. Let's talk about the Midwest.
I want to know if anybody has picked it upset. So everybody will say, I thought that after the upset happens. And that's easy to say.
Yeah.
But I want to know if somebody picked the upset ahead of time, so we get it on tape. Hindsight
is always 20/20, isn't it?
Absolutely. In the Midwest, you got Michigan at number 1 seed, and Iowa State again. Iowa State is one of those teams that I don't know if anybody's seen play, but they have been historically good and pretty good in the tournament. They're the number 2 seed, and UVA is a 3 seed in that. So it's again tough bracket too. But I think I got Michigan going all the way. I took the chalk here. I went Michigan and Iowa State playing in the Midwest final.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go different. I see the upset. I'm gonna take Akron over Texas Tech, and I'm gonna take Santa Clara over Kentucky, and I'm gonna take Virginia to meet Michigan, because that center for Virginia, as long as he stays out of foul trouble, because he gave Boozer had to start shooting 3-pointers when the young man from Virginia was in the game. So I'm going with the Cavaliers. That coach, he wasn't coaching Virginia last year, and he come in, and he's getting the kids to buy in, and Virginia has no 5 stars. So I'm going with UVA and Michigan.
Yeah.
I tell you, I watched. I went to the tournament, man, and so I had a chance to watch UVA play twice in the last couple of days. And I told my wife, I said, that coach is doing a fantastic job. Those kids have bought in. And like you say, they don't have McDonald's All-Americans. And I thought Duke would have won by 18. Duke wins by 18 had that guy not blocked 9 shots. He changed everything in the paint. I mean, I'm telling you, Cam Boozer got to the Hayden Boozer got to the paint early in the first half in transition. But in half court, Duke had nothing to offer because they like to throw the ball down to Boozer, and you gave him fits. He couldn't get off a shot. And he's good at pump fake. Big guy wasn't going for it. You blocked 9 shots. That's a potential of 18 points. That changes the game right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a game changer. So, look, let's go to a break, come back, and we have a wrap-up of the Midwest and the South, and also talk about all of the ACC teams done better this year. NC State is in, and they're in, I guess you call that a play-in game, however. But we'll go to the break. We'll be back with more of the Coach Brickey Sports Show.
Brickey, it's time. Get your coffee and get ready for the flow. Get ready for the Coach Brickey Sports Show. And get ready for the flow. And get ready for the flow. And get ready for the flow.
The weather is likely today with threats of damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail possible in North Carolina. Duke Energy says the company is urging North Carolina residents to prepare for the risk of that tornadic activity today because of power outages. President Trump says the U.S. is talking with Iran. The Forsyth County community is mourning 24-year-old Deputy Caleb Mitchell, who died March 7th when a wrong-way driver hit his patrol car. Getting on and off an organ donation list is more complicated than just checking or not checking the box when you get your driver's license. Sinners and One Battle After Another are the big winners at this year's Oscars. Michael B. Jordan took home the statue for Best Actor. A blizzard in the upper Midwest overwhelmed many cities and towns, dealing with feet, not inches, of snow. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. Detectives with the Fayetteville Police Department's homicide unit have identified the victim involved in the shooting that happened on March 15th on Greystone Road. The victim has been identified as 18-year-old Harrison Anderson of Spring Lake, North Carolina. His family has been notified. Members of the homicide unit are asking that anyone who attended the party and knows anything or has any video recordings of the incident call 472-210-2381. Get started on that spring cleaning feeling and join us in keeping the community clean in collaboration with partners at Keep America Beautiful. Registration is now open for Fayetteville Beautiful on Saturday, March 28th, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Supply pickup will be on March 27th at 121 Lehman Street. All bag trash will be collected on Monday, March 30th. If you're interested in registering for that free event, go to FayettevilleBeautiful.com. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Starting out with patchy fog after some overnight rain. Temperatures early on in the 70s. Heading into the afternoon, our highs upper 80s to near 90. Showers and storms will be pretty hit and miss early on, with a slightly better chance heading into the evening. Overnight, low to mid 70s with scattered showers. By Sunday, more of the same, upper 80s to near 90 degrees, with scattered showers and thunderstorms expected during typical hours. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the Weather Center.
You ever notice how most helpful information always seems to show up just a little too late? Like, oh, the deadline was yesterday. Or,
you know you could have saved money if you'd done that earlier.
Timing matters. That's why Fayetteville PWC wants you to know the summertime of use schedule begins April 1st. With smart timing, you can lower your energy costs by running appliances like washers, dryers, and dishwashers outside of peak hours, and by adjusting your thermostat just a few degrees higher between 3 and 6 in the afternoon, you can save even more. It's a simple shift that helps reduce strain on the energy grid, supports a more sustainable future, and keeps power reliable for everyone in our community. Because at Fayetteville PWC, we're committed to being environmentally responsible, dependable, and deeply invested in the place we all call home. Timing matters, and smart timing means savings. Learn more at startsaving at faypwc.com.
Arise, a musical production sponsored by Family Faith Temple Ministries Incorporated, coming to you on Sunday, March the 29th, 2026 at New Bethel AME Zion Church, located at 6967 Amarillo Drive in Fayetteville, North Carolina. The tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children. You will pay by Cash App at $ capital FAM, capital FAITH, capital TPLE, capital MIN, capital INC. The doors open at 4:30 p.m. It starts at 5. Arise. See you there.
Wake up, it's the Coach Brickey Sports Show with the team that can give you what you know, what you need and what you want on the court for football, the basketball, and every other sport with Troy and DL and Dr. Carl Brinkley and Paul and the Coach Robert Brickey. It's time, get your coffee and get ready for the flow. Get ready for the Coach Brickey Sports Show.
And back now to the Coach Brickey Sports Show. We were talking about the Midwest. Did want to make mention that NC State is there. They are a 9 seed in the Midwest. Do you think they can get past the University of Georgia, the 8 seed?
That's a very good question. I have not seen Georgia play. And that's the problem with these brackets, man. Who has time to sit around and watch every team in America play? So a lot of us are just guessing based on whatever data we can find. I like State. Man, I had State going far in the tournament early in the year. I think they played with a different energy early than they did late. So I seemed like they had a little bit of a fall off for whatever reason. So I'm not feeling good about their chances against Georgia.
Yeah, well, some people call it swag. I think they went a little too far. They were acting a little too cocky for me. And I think it caught up with them. I mean, it was, I don't think, they were okay ball team, but they were not playing as well as they thought they were playing inside of their heads. Didn't they beat Florida, or they were very competitive against Florida early on in the season? DL, you remember that game?
Yeah, you remember that deal?
Okay. I think we may have lost the. But look, I'm looking at this bracket, Coach. But before we go to the South, the Midwest might be the easiest bracket to get out of.
Well, I think the 2 seed is Iowa State. How good is Iowa State? Again, we just don't know. We've seen UVA play, and so that's a tough bracket. And Texas Tech is the 5th seed. Now, Texas Tech beat Duke early this year at Duke.
Right.
So, and they were in the conference finals, so they're a good team. So again, I don't know if this is an easy one to get out of or not.
Texas Tech is inside the Midwest? I don't see that.
Yeah, the 5th seed.
Okay. I know Louisville's inside of that as a 6th seed, right?
Yeah. Another team, man, that I thought they played better earlier than they did late. And maybe because late you get into the heart of your conference games and they're just tougher games. Maybe that's what it was.
Right. Well, moving on to the.
So who do you have, Troy?
Yeah.
Who do you have coming out of the Midwest, Troy?
The Midwest? I would say again. Now I'm looking at the Midwest. I believe Michigan is a solid number 1. Right. And number 2, I think it's up for grabs. Iowa State, they always play good ball out there. I mean, going way back, man. I remember when Dean Smith was coaching Carolina, and they was playing Iowa State won, and you know they were very disrespectful, holding up signs saying Dean who, you know, and they didn't win the game, but you know it was
Right.
obviously, look, we play ball out here too. You know, you don't have to be on the East
Right.
Coast to play ball. And you know, I know people feel like that, but come on, let's be honest. Most of the times, you know, a lot of those teams, they come off the East Coast. You know, they win a lot of games on the East Coast.
Yeah. I mean, Iowa State has done well in the tournament in recent years too.
Right.
So, and again, I watched them play once early. I liked them. They've got a former NBA player's son on the team, a guy from Europe who's really good. They're tough and they shoot the ball really well, so they could be a problem.
Right, but I believe Texas Tech is in the South. I'm looking at it now. So they're in the South as a 5th seed. You got Gonzaga as a 4th seed. Of course, Carolina is there as a 6th seed. Illinois as a 3 seed, and Miami
What?
as a 7th seed.
George, Texas in the Midwest.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong bracket, George.
Okay.
Yeah. And states in the play-in game, and they're going to the West if they win. And they're going up against Texas.
Right.
Miami, our ACC team that's in the Midwest is SMU. They play Miami of Ohio. They're all in play-in games. The play-in games are tomorrow through Wednesday, and that's a long road.
Right. Well, I'm looking at CBS. Evidently, this was a projection and not the final thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you got projection.
right. So, but you know, so now, how many teams did the ACC get in?
I think it was 6 or 8. It was.
I think it was 8. 'Cause see, last year we only got in 4, right?
Yeah. Because the SEC had like 14 last year.
Yeah.
But, I think the ACC is poised to do well too. You know, I've had a chance to see most of the teams play, and you know, I feel like we are poised to make it. I really hate that Caleb Williams is out for Carolina. I like to see Carolina do well in the tournament. I think I'd like to see all ACC teams do well in the tournament because it's good for the conference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be transparent. I don't feel like that. Okay. So.
I'll miss you, Coach. We got 8 teams in, and I root for all ACC teams if Carolina loses. That's just how I am. Because I don't want the SEC and Big 8, the Big 10. They win in football, so I want the ACC to win something. You know, that's just me.
I got what you're saying, and I could really appreciate you guys. I wish I wasn't so light blue biased, but I'm just gonna be honest. I am, and so therefore I am that I am.
Oh, I know a lot of them. Hey, it's a lot out there that's Carolina, and that's it. That's it.
That's
you know,
it.
I can respect that. Yeah.
But
I just you talking about the South? We're still in the South Midwest or the South region?
now we're on the
We're going to the South.
we in the South now.
Well, speaking of the South, they did Carolina a favor, so I was going to take the message during the break. I'm thinking about going down to see VCU. Carolina's got a tough matchup. Here you go. One of these, hey, coach, these coaches that come from daddies who coach. Phil Martell Jr., his daddy coached at St. Joe's, the Big Five in Philly. VCU's played some good games. They lost to Utah State, and they played some top opponents and come up. They were in the games and lost some. This is going to be, but I'll tell you like Roy Williams said. Somebody asked Roy Williams about the Carolina game, one of the last two, and Roy said, we don't know which team's going to show up. And that's how I feel about Carolina on Thursday. If they show up and play like they played the last 6 minutes against Clemson, no problem. But if they show up and just sleepwalk through the first 3 quarters of the game against VCU, they're going to be in trouble, and definitely in trouble against Illinois if they beat VCU.
Well, I believe they'll get past VCU, and I think to their credit, when they have lost, they tend to get into this sink of, they get real focused and they go on a little run. So, in order to get out of South Carolina, they need to win 2 games. It's going to be difficult to get past probably the 3 seed, though. See, if they win past VCU, they're going to be looking at the 3 seed. If they can get past both of those games, they can make life interesting. But they're not a Final Four team. No doubt about that. They're not a Final Four team.
Yeah. I watched Carolina play. Again, this is just completely. This is not no disrespect to Carolina. I didn't see great chemistry when I watched Carolina play, and so I watched UVA play. I thought they had great chemistry. Clemson. I watched Florida State. Didn't seem like Carolina had good chemistry, and chemistry matters in the tournament. And I almost picked VCU to win in that first round game, and I still may go back and change it. But I just think, I don't know, Carolina didn't like they were having fun. And you got to be, this time of year, it's a long season. You got to be having fun going into the tournament.
Well, Coach, and you said it best. It starts with the point guard. And anytime 44, Luka Vukovic, anytime he has the ball, 44 can't make his own shot. Anytime I see him on the perimeter, Coach, with the deer in the headlight looks, looking to pass it, that's not the offense you want to run. And the big man can shoot the threes, but when he's out there on that perimeter, Coach, we have no rebounding.
Right.
So Hubert's in a tough spot, and he got some troops coming in next year, but we got to have Trimble control the tempo. If Trimble can't control the tempo, Carolina's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
you're right.
They have to stop getting behind coming back. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can't explain the psychology of that. I don't know. Because really, I never played organized sports before. I've only been a spectator, so I have no idea. I mean, all I know is I watch it. And so I'm not going to be overly critical because I'm not out there trying to make that ball go in that hole. Some people I don't know. You know what I mean? Shooters fall in slumps and things like that. And, you got to shoot your way out of it, I believe that.
That's right.
So what now?
I think you could be. I'm good with that because one of the things you got to realize is there's so many factors that have to fall in place for you to advance in this tournament.
Right.
I mean, I remember in 1990, 89, we played in the Final Four in Denver. I started feeling bad before we were going to get on the plane to go to Colorado. And the doctor said, hey, I'm going to give you some amoxicillin, take it before we leave. I forgot. I take it when we get to Colorado. And I didn't realize this. I had developed an allergic reaction to penicillin.
Oh, my God.
I thought I was going to die. I mean, I'm telling you, I was talking to Jesus. I really thought I was checking out that night.
Wow.
And so we had to play Kansas and Danny Manning. And so I literally limped. I played, but I mean, I'm telling you, I was a fraction of myself. I was. So anyway, I say all that to say, injury, illness, foul trouble, family. It's so many things could go wrong, and that could affect winning. So. So I don't say when I say things about winning and losing, I don't talk about individuals. I understand the odds of it all coming together at the right time and winning it so that you can win consistently.
Sure. But for those people that are beating up on Carolina did win in 2017, their last national championship. I believe the Duke Blue Devils, their last championship win was 2014. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct.
Right.
And you know what? Carolina finished 4th in the conference, so it's not like they had a horrible year. And they were out. How many games did Wilson miss down the stretch? At least 8.
Right, because their point guard was out for a part of the time. I mean, people just want teams to walk on water every season, and it don't happen like that.
Well, Troy, here's my thing with Carolina. All I ask for is consistency. And I'm not too sure. I want to know where the strength and conditioning coach is at, because when you're in that weight room, there's an extension of the floor. I think it was a preventable injury. And Caleb Williams had no business dunking in practice, but I'll move on. So I do want to touch on Houston, though. Calvin Sampson, born in Laurinburg with the Pembroke guard. It's going to be tough for Houston again, Troy. And I like Calvin Sampson, but that year they had Florida beat last year, and I hope he get one. I just don't see it happening this year.
Yeah. Well,
I love Kelvin Sampson. But first of all, because Kelvin Sampson is still fiery in his 60s. You watch him on the sideline, and he is still fired up. And I love about his teams. They are tough, and toughness wins in the tournament. When all things equal, when all subject matters are equal, toughness wins. And his teams are tough, and they defend, and they get in the grill, and you don't want to see them every night. So I think they got a chance. I've got Florida Houston in the finals of the South. But I think I picked Florida to go to the Final Four. But I think that's really a toss-up.
Yeah.
Right. Well, also you made mention of John Lucas earlier. John Lucas is from Durham, North Carolina. You know that, right?
The daddy from Durham? Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's from Durham, North Carolina,
In
sir.
fact, John Lucas was an All-American tennis player and basketball player at Maryland.
Yeah. But, Coach, I look at some of these coaches, you got Rick Pitino, who's still out there coaching it up, and his son coaches. Man, when your kids go into coaching, and some of them, a lot of them do good, better than, they do good.
Right.
So that Jay Lucas, that's saying a lot to go to Miami Coral Gables, which ain't a basketball school. So, I just find that to be fascinating what he's doing down there.
Yeah. In his first year.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic job.
Right. So look.
And listen, when those coaches do good, other ADs are looking around, looking at their coaches and say, he don't have coaches. The UVA in Miami ain't got McDonald's All-American. So, you got to raise your game these days as a coach. That's just how it is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let me give my friend, Dr. Corbin, a shout-out at Fayetteville State University. Coach, he said Clark College and Atlanta University became Clark Atlanta University in 1988. So he just he wanted to.
Are they in close proximity? I've never been there.
I would not know, but I guess they are in the same city, so I would think that they are.
Right.
That's my. But right. So it became Clark Atlanta in 1988. So. These schools merged, but you're right about that, though. I mean, but hey, look, there are people that wanted Shaw and St. Aug to merge. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I talked about that for years.
Right, and that may happen.
These schools got to realize it takes money to keep these doors open, and when you're HBCU and you're not a state-funded HBCU, it's going to be hard for you. Thank God, Commissioner Deviere, when he was in the Senate, what he did for Fayetteville State, because budgets are tightening up on the state and federal level.
Yeah, man, Fayetteville State is like, oh man, that's they blowing it up there, boy, compared to what they once were. I don't know if you've been to Fayetteville lately, Coach, to take a look at that end, like from Langdon Street all the way back to Rowan Street, what's going on. But a lot of stuff is happening there, partner.
It's been a little while, but yeah, I think the last time I was there, there was a lot of construction going on.
Oh man,
have they finished any of that yet?
They finished some of it, but I'm just telling you, man, it's awesome, man. I mean, the stuff they're doing. Matter of fact, I'm going to have the mayor in on Thursday, and I'm going to try to talk to him about what used to be V Point. That big, all of that property over there is supposed to be some development about that, and I'm going to have some questions for him about that. But, from Rowan Street to Langdon Street, they really are doing some marvelous stuff, particularly on the campus of Fayetteville State University, and also in Bronco Midtown, which was once called Bronco Square.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, just the facilities, the athletic facilities, Cape Arena, which is the star down there, and the way it offsets. They use the press box for football on the home side. Cape Arena overlooks the football stadium. It's just tremendous. You have no other football stadium that can compete with Fayetteville State in the CIAA basketball arena too. So, come on, children, come to Fayetteville State. It's a good university. Very proud of what they've done down there.
Speaking of Fayetteville State, they did lose their first game in their tournament. I forgot who they lost to, but they did lose. They won the CIAA, but, they have a tournament as well, and they lost their first game inside the tournament.
Well, that's a great season now. I mean,
yeah, but still, right.
Shout out, congratulations to Fayetteville State. Yeah, that's right. He came in from Bluefield State, I believe.
Right.
And has done a fantastic job. So shout out to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just swapped players and coaches. That was interesting.
Yeah. That's real interesting.
Yeah.
Who are your final four picks?
Oh.
I'm going to have to give you mine later on, when we get back together next Monday.
Okay.
I'm going to give you mine. Arizona, Duke. Arizona, Duke, and then Florida and Virginia. I got to get one upset up there, and then I'm going to go with Florida. I won't give you I'll give you my final four, but I can't give you the rest until later on. That's my final four.
Okay. So you got Virginia making a run all the way to the Final Four?
Yeah, they're playing Michigan. I'm going to give her an upset. I got to give at least one.
Okay. I took chalk. I took Duke, Arizona, Michigan. I took 3 number ones. I took Houston over Florida in the South.
I'm a little suspect with Duke.
Yes, I am too, but my bias is going to carry me over the edge on this one because I really think we are a player away from being a Final Four team.
Right.
But I thought we were a player away from winning the ACC tournament.
Right. Yeah, but it just
and the factor is in the ACC tournament you play Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Right.
In the tournament you play Thursday, Saturday, or Friday, Sunday. So you gotta, you only have 2 games and you get a break in between.
I do believe this. Now, perhaps sometimes, when you play in conference foes, they know you better. So those are closer games. But I believe Duke is going to have to play better ball to make it to the Final Four. That's just, it's not a bias now. Even though I'm not a Dookie or a Duke fan. I think they're going to have to play better ball to make it to the Final Four.
Well, they were 32-2. I don't know how much better you can play, Troy. And the one they lost, Carolina hit a 3, and Texas Tech hit a shot late in the game.
Well, I understand that, but I'm talking about...
They 2 shots from being undefeated. How much better can you play?
I give them credit for that, but I'm talking about the games that I saw in the tournament.
Right.
I mean, they were, but the ball had bounced a different way. They would have lost that first game to Florida State.
Yeah.
And, that was a very close game. Too close.
Yeah, and I got a question for Coach as it applies to Duke. Coach Krzyzewski, he stood up a little bit more, and he does a lot more. I ain't gonna say yelling, a lot more coaching with language. Whereas Sire, I don't know if it's cost if the players respond, he doesn't have to get a little bit, I guess, excited. His style is different. His demeanor. He's more better than I do. It just seems like me. He's always calm. I guess when you got good players, you don't have to get upset, but they have to buy into it because Calipari had McDonald's and couldn't win but one title. So just tell me what you know about Shire compared to Krzyzewski's style.
Well, I remember Coach K talking about Bobby Knight. and they used to compare him to Bobby Knight. He would say, "I have taken what I could from Bobby Knight, and I used my own way of just teaching it. So our personalities are different." Now he said, "I learned I had to be me. I couldn't be him." And so I'm sure he's told that to John Shire. He said, "Hey, listen, you got to take the best of coaching methods and use your personality and your philosophy to help build your own strategy." So, Shire's just a laid-back, calm kind of guy. And I don't think, and with this generation, you can get in kids' faces like you could years ago. Kelvin Sampson probably gets in guys' faces because he's that old school, tough kind of guy. But I don't think you have a lot of those anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, it makes sense.
Look here, guys. Time is up. Got to get out of here. Appreciate you, Coach. DL, we will chat more. And, of course, we have our text thread. We'll be sharing our opinions and all the other stuff. So, Coach, so far as the bracket goes, you sent us the brackets to fill out already. Or did you?
Yes. Everybody that participated last year should have gotten an email about filling out your bracket. And the cutoff is Thursday at like noon.
Okay.
So you got to get your bracket in by Thursday.
Yes, sir. Well, look, appreciate you guys. Thank you all for tuning in and for listening. Stick around. Right after this show, we're going to have Gilbert Bates going to be coming in talking about his relationship with our own Sandra Cookman. And so don't go anywhere inside of the Widu Radio Network. We'll be back for more following the top of the news hour in this break.
WIDU1600.com. We are WIDU Fayetteville. We do radio. Follow us on Facebook at WIDU 1600 AM.
Your station for inspiration and information. 1600 AM, 99.7 FM, WIDU1600.com. We are WIDU Fayetteville. We do radio. Follow us on Facebook at WIDU 1600 AM.
NCI News, I'm Mike Riley. Severe weather is likely today with threats of damaging winds, tornadoes, and hail possible in North Carolina. WSOC meteorologist Keith Mundy is in Charlotte.
Damaging winds is by and large our biggest concern, but there could be some tornadoes along that line as it moves through. Now, after lunchtime, the worst of that's going to move to our eastern counties and exit quickly. There'll still be rain left behind.
Duke Energy says the company is urging North Carolina residents to prepare for the risk of that tornadic activity today. Duke spokesman Jeff Brooks tells WNCN.
You're looking at 60 and 70 mile per hour gusts. That's strong enough easily to push a tree over. It certainly can dislodge tree limbs, and that's something that we expect to see.
Speaking on Air Force One, President Trump said the U.S. is talking with Iran.
I don't know that I want to make a deal because you know what? First of all, nobody even knows who you're dealing with because most of their leadership has been killed, as you know, right? So I don't even know that we want to make a deal.
The Forsyth County community is mourning 24-year-old Deputy Caleb Mitchell, who died March 7th when a wrong-way driver hit his patrol car. Sheriff Bobby Kimbrough tells WGHP.
If he had hugged her 30 seconds longer, if he had just sat in the car and let it warm up, 30 seconds longer, 10 seconds longer, he would have missed that.
Getting on or off an organ donation list is more complicated than just checking or not checking that box when you get your driver's license. Dr. Celine Grounder is CBS News medical contributor.
If someone changes their mind, say switching from yes to no, that newer decision might not always be visible everywhere it needs to be.
Sinners and one battle after another are big winners at this year's Oscar. Michael B. Jordan took home the statue for Best Actor.
Yeah, Mama, what's up? Y'all know how I feel about my mother and my father's here. Your Pops, where you at?
You're listening to NCN News.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WALK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WALK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code WALK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. Detectives with the Fayetteville Police Department's homicide unit have identified the victim involved in the shooting that happened on March 15th on Greystone Road. The victim has been identified as 18-year-old Harrison Anderson of Spring Lake, North Carolina. His family has been notified. Members of the homicide unit are asking that anyone who attended the party and knows anything or has any video recordings of the incident call 472-210-2381. Get started on that spring cleaning feeling and join us in keeping the community clean in collaboration with partners at Keep America Beautiful. Registration is now open for Fayetteville Beautiful on Saturday, March 28th, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Supply pickup will be on March 27th at 121 Lehman Street. All bag trash will be collected on Monday, March 30th. If you're interested in registering for that free event, go to FayettevilleBeautiful.com. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Severe weather a concern for us on this Monday. We'll see some scattered storms popping up throughout the morning, and then a line of strong to severe storms approaching from the west heading into the afternoon. Windy at times with temperatures in the 70s. Heading beyond 8 p.m. or so, that's when our severe weather threat will really start to calm down. We'll see temperatures overnight mainly dropping into the 30s. St. Patrick's Day, a breezy, partly cloudy day and colder. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the NCN Weather Center.